Okay, so I think we are doing well. We have come this far, and I hope you're understanding what we are learning so far. Now, what I want to show you is what I have always been referring to: route and route handler. Route and route handler. They are very simple to understand. A route is the URL pattern, and then the route handler is a function that you want to call, you want to invoke in response to a request that comes from that URL pattern. And I think it is going to be very clear if I add another example. So we have a route slash, which is the index or the root of my web application. I can come here and I'll say app.route, and I'll add another route. Let's say greeting or greet. Let's say greet. And then I'll say def greet, and then I'll just say return good evening. Okay, so basically what I'm trying to say, let me disable this link. What I'm trying to say is that if you visit the root of your web application, then it should call this function, and Flask is going to return whatever is returned from the function as the response to your request. So if I visit slash greet, then it is going to return good evening. Let's save this file, and then I'm going to delete this demo since I only used it to explain something to you. I'm going to remove demo. Cool. And then now I can start my server by saying app.py. So now it is up and running. Let's go to the browser. If I go to the root, you see hello Flask. And if I go to slash breathe, you see good evening. So basically, the route and the route handler is just a matching between the URL pattern and the Python function that you want to invoke in response to a request that comes from that URL pattern. So I said when you come to slash, I want you to call index, and index here returns hello Flask. So I see hello Flask in my browser. However, if I go to slash greet, then Flask is going to invoke the greet function, and that returns good evening. So I see good evening in the browser. Now, one thing that I don't want you to get wrong is that you might think the route pattern or the URL pattern should match the function name, and it's a big no. This is just the URL, and the function name has nothing to do with the URL. Just that it is prudent for you to let there be a matching, so that once you see the function, you know which URL you can access it from. But basically, I could even have called this greet me always. Okay, and one beautiful thing about the Flask server is once you edit the file and you save, it reboots itself for you. So if I come here, you see I am still at the greet URL path, but then it is still calling greet me always. So I did that to prove to you that there is no correlation between the name, how you call your URL, the URL pattern you provide to the route decorator, and the function that you want to invoke when there is a request coming from that particular URL. So I hope this have cleared any confusion you had about route and route handlers, and you understand everything very well. Don't forget to leave your comments. If you have any questions, if you have any suggestions as to how I can make things better, you are always welcome. Like somebody told me that my fonts are usually small, and I believe this time they are big enough. Leave your comments, ask your questions, and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.